Hey, show me the way to go home. Okay, I want to go to bed. I don't remember the rest of the song. All right. Hello and welcome to Behind the Projector. I am your host, Jack. With me in person, you can't see him because we're gonna have the audio, the not audio, the bucket, the video off. But also, this is a rated R podcast, so there will be cursing. There's Kyle with me. Shortness, say hi.
Hello.
And with our new guest, because Billy decided he was too afraid of sharks to know Billy had a prior engagement, Mina, who is in our Discord group, and is a Jaws slash shark aficionado. Mina, greet yourself or say hi.
Hello.
I messed that up as
Hello.
well. All right, so in case you can't tell, we're talking about Jaws because it's its 50th anniversary. We're taking a break from the Batman stuff. Who wants to go for? I didn't script this out. I didn't write any notes. I just thought we could talk about it
Who
because
who wants to dive in first?
oh,
Do-
that was fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh,
We got shark puns tonight, folks.
oh, no doubt. I'm looking them up.
Okay.
Oh no.
Minna, since you're our guest, you said you've read the book, right?
Yeah.
What do you think as its own thing, not comparing it to the movie? What do you think of I'm gonna move the mic a little bit. What do you think of Jaws the book? Like
Okay. So the book's horrible.
wow, starting it off strong. All right. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, the book is so bad. And like it is part of it is that I'm biased. But frankly, like it's called Jaws, right? And it's like all about the shark. But the book's not. The shark scenes are beautiful and it's amazing. But actually the like main focus for a lot of the book is Brody's wife's affair with Hooper.
I forgot about that. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Now is
Oh
that
my
Yeah.
gosh, I
classic-
totally forgot about this.
is
Yeah, so the book basically just pays attention to that, and the shark and like everything going on with that is kind of like a sideline when like
not,
it shouldn't be, right?
now is Quint not really in the book all that much from what I've heard?
No, he's not. I mean, he's not really in the movie either, though, right? Like he's mainly in like the one like scene, and then he's in the end,
Right.
which is basically how he is in the book as well. Is that he I'm if I remember correctly, there's still like the scene when they're like panicking in the city council and everything. And he offers his services. Also like Quinn isn't the same though. Like he's not as like the crazy drunkard that he is kind of
That's a
thing.
shame.
He's
Yeah, it's a
yeah, like he's not like as unhinged, which it's a shame. It's
Yeah,
sad.
wasn't the
Sorry.
performance of Quint based on one of the actual like people of where they filmed, like one of the actual like captains?
I
Correct me if I'm
believe
wrong.
it's something like that because I know that he also refused to act without being drunk. Like that was like a huge
we're talking
thing
about the
for him.
movie now?
Yeah,
I got
sorry.
lost.
Yeah.
Because yeah, the Quint of the book is completely different from the Quint that we, our beloved
Our
drunkard.
beloved
Anyway,
Yeah.
drunkard who hates Hooper and the actor who plays Hooper. Opa?
oh gosh.
That's a whole discussion about
Whole discussion.
how Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss frickin' hated each other. Like I believe there was a story where Richard Dreyfuss is giving an interview on camera, and behind them is Robert Shaw with this giant fire hose and just sprays Richard Dreyfuss.
My goodness.
Like though I can't be stating enough how they hated each other, and it's
But
kind of it shows in the film.
oh,
Yes,
it
yes.
definitely does.
Like they don't even hide it. But again, we're talking about Jaws. I know we're flip flopping around from the book to the movie, so let's focus on the movie.
Okay.
Like the everyone pretty much knows about how it was a shit show making this film. Like
Hmm.
I think it was right after the book that Universal approached Benchley saying, "Hey, we want to make a movie out of this," and they gave it to a young and up and coming director named Steven Spielberg. They're friends. They're the same person. And everything that could possibly go wrong with this film went wrong. I believe they shot all the stuff on land first. I could be wrong. But the stuff
I
that
believe
people
you're right.
I know the opening scene took like 3 days.
you were talking about with Chrissy, the skinny dipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how was it that Mina, you might be able to know this one because wasn't it like they were pulling the actress with cords or something to give her give the idea that the shark is pulling her? Do you know anything about that part?
So I was actually just reading about that, because like I decided to watch Jaws literally last night.
Of course.
So it was like fresh on my, of course. So it was fresh on my mind. And you know how like when you watch on Prime, they have all the little like fun facts to the side.
Yeah.
So I was reading that, and it's really vague on what it was that they were using. I don't think it was cords though, but they obviously were using something because it hurt her.
Of course. What else could go wrong with
Yeah,
this
like it
production?
harmed her. And because yeah, she was like actually in pain. Like
Oh
her
God.
screams of yeah, like her screams of help were real because she was actually in pain. And was like stuck on it or something.
Oh
Yeah, because
jeez.
I don't think it was wires, but it was because it was like something that like clamped onto her, I believe.
Yeah,
From what I was reading.
oh go ahead, go
Sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was that's all I had was just based off of what I was reading. It sounds like it was something that like clamped onto her.
I see
So
it. It feels like it's like a I don't know what it was, but if you're saying that you can hear the pain, we could also see it. Like I always thought it was just,
mhm.
wow, this is really good acting. She should win an Academy Award. But no, you're right. It does look like now thinking about it, I could tell that she's in pain, and I shouldn't be laughing at that.
My kid's the best star.
Put on the bet marquee. But who would you say steals the show if it's not Quint? Would you argue that it's Richard Dreyfuss, or should we go with not Richard Dreyfuss, Roy Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, or little Alex Kittner? No. Who do you think is, aside from that horrible joke, who do you think is the best actor in this film beside Robert Shaw? I would go with Richard Dreyfuss. Actually,
I'd go Dreyfus and
Yeah.
then Roy.
oh, you'd go with Richard Dreyfuss?
Yeah.
Shortness, Mina, do you have a preference, or do you think it's hard to beat Robert Shaw?
I'll be so real. I don't know their real names.
Robert Shaw. Did all this research, man. No. Robert Shaw was Quint. Richard Dreyfuss was Hooper.
Okay.
And Roy Scheider was Brody. So we'll just call them by their characters' names to make it easier. Who was your favorite
Okay.
actor? I'll include Quint.
Does the shark count?
You can count the shark.
Mine?
Yeah, who was your guys'
Mine's
favorite actor?
definitely Hooper.
Really?
Mine's definitely Hooper. I love him. I love him so much. I think he feels so natural. And like his little snips and everything are just great. He just slides right through.
Now, is it probably because Hooper? Because I've heard people talk about how Hooper got people into studying sharks and marine biology. Is that Hooper one of the reasons you got interested in sharks? Because for the viewers at home, Mina, as long as I've known her for like 3-4 years, she is obsessed with sharks. And I'll look at the Instagram stories when Shark Week is coming up. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, yeah. I love them. I love them so much. But Hooper was not the reason. Actually, Deep Blue Sea was like a big part of it.
Oh,
I know it's so
man.
funny. Is
Oh.
Deep Blue Sea was like a big part of it. I used to watch Deep Blue Sea on repeat when I was a kid, and then finally I found Jaws. And I found Jaws when I was like 13, and I was like, "What is this? Why has no one shown me this before?" And I like was like, I love this. And so like I just kind of started collecting little shark movies here and there and just falling in love with them. Um and it actually like the hyperfixation and the real like, oh, everybody who meets me thinks of sharks now, for me
Yeah.
didn't start happening until after I graduated high school. Is something around that area. I was just like, so everything about sharks I now need to know.
Question: did you watch any of the shark movies on the Sci-Fi Channel?
Yeah, like if they came up, I absolutely was like, what's this?
Oh, heck yeah, we need to watch
Oh,
Sand Sharks.
Do we need to watch it, Kyle?
Oh my
Do
god,
we
Sand
need-
Sharks is so good. Don't.
Yes.
Like we also need. I love. Also, I'm sorry. Shortness. Who is your favorite character?
I I I okay, I love all three,
Mhm.
but I gotta give it to Brody
Oh, really, Brody? Now
I love
explain why is
that.
Brody your favorite?
because so as stated in the film, but it's like such background like dialogue, like you're not even like focused on it. He is not a fisherman from Amity. He is a New Yorker.
New Yorker.
Yeah, he is full on city boy.
And they talk about how he's afraid of the water also.
Yes, and he's afraid of the water.
Mhm.
And the fact that he is like goes from barely even like touching the water to full on flipping Rambo in the water at the end.
Water Rambo.
Aquatic
It's like
Rambo.
yes, water Rambo. It's it's an incredible journey for him, and I'm so excited that I get to watch it every time I put on Jaws.
He's not what you picture as a typical like action hero, really.
No. Even though he's the sheriff, he's like in charge of the flippin' police in Amity, and it's like, bruh's got a problem with the water. Who
He's
let
got
him be in charge?
kind of an underdog too, because he has all these people saying you can't do this. No, even among the trio, Quint and
Mhm.
Hooper kind of put him down constantly. Like when Quint's saying you can't,
Exactly.
basically saying you can't do this, not Hooper is yelling at Brody a few times in the film.
Mhm.
So it's really kind of funny because you have the seasoned shark hunter
Yep.
and you have the marine biologist, and neither of them are able to take down Bruce. I mean, the shark. Well, I could call him Bruce.
You can call him Bruce.
I could call him Bruce. That's his name.
That's his name.
But it comes down to the sheriff who's afraid of the ocean to basically, spoilers, blow him away.
Right?
So I think that's pretty cool, actually. But
And I mean, he gives us the most iconic line in Jaws.
yeah, he says, I can't even remember what it is. No,
You're gonna need a
I know,
bigger
I know.
boat.
All that. Oh, I was gonna say, "Smile, you son of a bitch," but
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, he has two iconic lines.
I mean, yeah, those are both pretty good.
I heard before we get to Kyle, I heard that you're gonna need a bigger boat line was actually not in the script, that he improvised that.
It was improvised, and it's one of my favorite improvisations.
And now Kyle, favorite character, and it can't be the shark, and it can't be
Ooh.
Alex Kittner,
And it can't be
Mayor.
the sheriff's assistant, the deputy.
Oh yeah, that guy, who's in the book, I think.
Who's the most realist character in this movie? He's just like, you can't go out there and fight the shark. What are you gonna do?
You gotta paint signs. You gotta put those no swimming signs up, sir.
I feel so bad for him. You deal with the grieving widows. I'll go fight the shark.
So is he your favorite character?
No.
We all. Mina,
I've never thought about it before, actually. So this is
Mina said Hoopa.
Hoopa.
Yeah, that's how we always say it. Shortness said Brody.
Mhm.
I guess you have to say Quint. No.
Well, since this isn't Jaws for the Revenge, and I can't pick the wife, it has to be.
She's in the first one.
But
She is in the first one.
she breaks out in the fourth one. That's her. That's her.
That's her shining moment where she revealed she's psychic. She can sense the shark. God, Just For is its own podcast right there.
Oh my gosh, no, it so is.
I'm down for to do every movie. I'm gonna choose Hoopa.
Oopa?
I do really like him. I do like how he's the
Nerd.
yeah, I guess he's the one who has to come in and be like, first off, you're catching the wrong shark. You're doing it the wrong way. If we want to catch this thing, we gotta go out there and we gotta lure him out, basically.
And everyone at Amityville is so shits on him so much. Like I
You're
think
just a big nerd who went to big college with your books and your
you
beakers.
city boy. But I love it when you first meet him. Like, what's his name? Ben Gardner. The guy's like, "Hello there, little filler." He gets off, and when they're like, "Hey, does anyone know where a good hotel or restaurant is?" And they're like, "Yeah, just walk off the deck." And he's like, "Ah, they're gonna die." There's so many good lines in this movie.
So many good lines.
What about the you just caught a tiger shark?
Yeah. A what?
That is literally my favorite line.
How about this? Do you have a favorite line in the movie? Because I have a
Oh.
favorite song in the movie. It's where Quinn's going, "Farewell and a duty first man." That song.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite line in this movie? Anyone who wants to take the floor?
Well, mine is definitely what kind of shark is it? It's a tiger shark. A what?
You have to
The
emphasize the
way
what, Shortness.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't do it without laughing.
It
So
was
please
very-
do it for me.
It was very 1975 zesty, and
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Dusty. Mina, do you have a favorite line? It could be anything.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
You want us to come back to you?
Probably.
Kyle, are you still thinking?
This is rough.
That like there's also the famous duh duh. No, that doesn't count. I think there's just some funny stuff. Like again, the Ben Gardner thing saying "Hello there, little fella" or whatever he says. Peter Bench. I know we're going off topic. But Peter Benchley does have a cameo in the film. The author of the original Jaws. He's like
so does Steven Spielberg.
Who is Spielberg in the film?
He's the dispatcher on the radio when they're trying to contact the land.
His little unofficial cameo.
Yep.
Should we talk about the behind the scenes of this now?
Can we take a bite out of the production?
Oh god, we have shark puns.
I love it.
I do have one. I have a favorite behind the scenes story where apparently the Orca, the name of the boat, starts to sink and the actors are on it.
Mm-hmm.
And Spielberg has a megaphone. He's like, "Get the actors off the boat! Get the actors off the boat!" And the person who's in charge of the sound gets onto the boat, the sinking ship. He's holding like the sound equipment, and he says, "Fuck the actors! Save the sound equipment!" And that's my favorite behind the scenes stories for Jaws. We watched that in film class in college, and everyone in the auditorium was laughing their butts off.
I mean, it's a fair reaction.
Actors are expendable.
I think my favorite one is the one that everyone knows where the shark didn't work.
Yeah,
the animatronic is faulty, so they used it less and less in the movie, which actually added suspense.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so good.
That's a great.
So actually, that actually goes into one of my favorite parts about that because one of the little fun like film bits is Spielberg accidentally changed how creature films are filmed because of that. Is when they realized that like not showing the creature was scarier than showing the creature. That's like why The Thing is filmed the way that it is, and like Aliens filmed the way that it is all because of Jaws accidentally being filmed that way.
So it's just a little happy little accident that all of this happy little accident that he changed monster films as we know them.
It's great. It's great.
Like it's amazing because I've seen some of the storyboards where we were supposed to see more of the shark. There's even behind the scenes photos. Like there's one where you see the shark about to get Alex Kittner. Like where he's coming out of the water and all that. So there is a lot of instances where you can tell the shark was supposed to be seen more often.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Like, but so if it wasn't for that malfunctioning shark, that
we wouldn't have Sharknado.
Yes. But we probably also wouldn't have had a good Jaws movie. Like I know at some point Spielberg was almost fired from the film because it was just going over budget, it was going over schedule, and he thought his career was over after this.
Little did he know.
I wish I would have interviewed my dad before doing this and asked him, "Hey, how much of an impact did this have when this movie came out? Did anyone want to go in the water?"
I can answer.
Oh my god, no. Yeah, no, I can too because like that's something my mom and I talk about all the time. Because she like vividly remembers when that came out and like how people were terrified of the water.
I'm gonna guess sharks were not as well known as they like are. That probably goes without saying, but they were still being studied. Like they wasn't really shark cages were like a new thing, right? They weren't because I think even in the film, Quint is kind of baffled at what a shark cage is, or as Hooper calls it, anti-shark cage or something like that. So when Jaws came out, people were like, "Oh, all these sharks are just like they are in Jaws. They're just man-eaters." And I remember seeing in the documentary that there was a whole bunch of people going out and just hunting sharks after this film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So like if you guys know about like shark fin soup
Yes.
and how like that's like a really bad thing that's like destroying shark populations. Yeah, hi, I know way too much about sharks.
That's why you're here.
But when Jaws came out, that actually like became so popular that like because it was already illegal, like they were already talking about like how not to do that, but with Jaws coming out and scaring the masses, people were like, nah, let them do it, and like shark fin soup became super popular. Poachers were like being left off the hook basically to do it, and so it like made it a huge problem.
Oh wow.
Like it's and they're still. I'm not. Would you say they're endangered? Shows how out of touch I am with the world of animals and fish and mammals and all that stuff. Are like for example, great whites, are they endangered?
If I remember correctly, yes. So great whites, tiger sharks, and there's like 4 types of sharks that are endangered. I think hammerheads might be one of them as well. I can't remember what the 4th one is. But yeah, there's like 4 different types of sharks that are endangered. Great whites are one of them. So nice little scary moment for sharks.
Yeah, and I remember because of this, Peter Benchley, who wrote Jaws, said in an interview that if he knew that sharks were going to be this hunted, he would have never written Jaws, and he spent the rest of his life as like a
Advocate?
yes, thank you,
Yeah.
an advocate for sharks.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he said, he wouldn't have never written the book if he had known all this was going to happen.
Another one of my favorite like behind the scenes I guess details was you know when they're at night and Quint goes out, was it both of them?
It was
both of them.
Oh, I know you're gonna talk. Yeah,
Quint and Brody go out for that missing boat and they find that the guy's half-eaten body.
Ben Gardner, no.
How that was filmed in a pool.
Wasn't it Spielberg's pool or something like that?
It was I think it was the lady who did like the sound design.
Oh
or
yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
the
or,
film editor.
Yeah,
I'm blanking on her name.
they went to her house and they filled her pool full of milk
Mhm.
to make it look all murky.
Yeah,
And they filmed that scene.
and then they just put out poor Ben Gardner's head and scared Richard Dreyfuss.
That scared me so much when I was a kid.
It scares my mom so much when we watch that film, and it's so funny to witness her freak out over it.
Well, no, it gets me to this day mostly because of the music. Because like I have like a bad habit of, especially after like I've seen a movie, is I'll just like be working on something and doing whatever, and like every time that scene, the music is so loud and abrupt that it gets me every time. So I'm like, why did that just happen? I'm like, oh yeah, it's the one boat scene.
Yeah, it's like
Like I know this.
It's like a quintessential jump scare.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Yes.
everyone's most suspenseful moment? Not terrifying, but suspenseful of the film. I got one.
What do you have?
When that kid gets attacked on the raft.
Okay.
Oh man, that was seeing that for the first time was
Like,
crazy.
they perfectly build it up. Like you're following all the people at the little beach, and you
the
see
music
you see Kittner like talking to his mom about going in, and they're intercut it with other stuff. So if you're seeing it for the first time, you're kind of thinking this might be an inconsequential.
Yes, because they do a bunch of fake outs.
They do a bunch of fake outs, but what makes you realize that's the shark, because they have basically a rule that you never see the shark without the music that John Williams does. So I think it's once you catch on the second time with Kittner, that's when you realize, okay, the shark only appears when there's music. That's why you're not surprised when the prank happens. But that Kittner scene is terrifying, and the fact that Spielberg does take the. I know it happens in the book, but still, that Spielberg allows the kid to get killed.
I swear, anytime I was at the lake or at the beach, anytime there was a raft that was yellow, I was like, someone else can take that one. I'm gonna grab a different color. I'm not grabbing the yellow raft.
I'm trying to think of a suspenseful moment. I think it was probably any time with the barrels.
Ooh,
because that's another
yeah.
time. That's another time when Spielberg had to improvise without showing the shark.
that's such a great idea.
It is, and I'm not sure if this is the most suspenseful, but it freaks me out. Is when they hook Bruce, the shark, you know what I mean, to the boat, and he's on the barrels, and he's tugging the boat all the way. It shows how strong he is, and Hooper just keeps saying, this can't be happening. There's no possible," or something like that. It just shows this is not a regular shark. This is like a monster shark.
It's like a curse.
It is
family.
Stop reminding me of Jaws: The Revenge, Kyle.
That one's so bad.
What about you?
Listen. I will be so real. I love all of the Jaws movies except for the fourth one. I will be so real about that.
Do you like? I'm not judging because I remember seeing Jaws 3D and there's some fun moments of that. Do you unironically like Jaws 3D or do you kind of find it as a guilty pleasure?
I love Jaws 3D. That is one of my favorite Jaws movies. I won't even lie about it. And don't get me wrong, part of it is because it's fucking Dennis Quaid, and I adore Dennis Quaid with all of my heart.
That's
Partly because he
fair.
makes me think of my dad. Like it's just like watching my dad work in an aquarium, and I'm like,
Also,
this is exactly how he would be.
Also, Jaws 3 is a terrifying premise where they build SeaWorld, but it's like the lagoon is open to the actual ocean. And
Do they explain why they do that?
they're just trying to build a new attraction. They're just trying to build a new hot thing.
Yeah.
Who's the host of this place? Is it the mayor again? No, I'm kidding. I'm just making a joke.
Honestly,
But
but like also Jaws 3D also has a great twist with it being like, oh, just
yeah.
kidding, it's the baby.
I forgot about that.
oh yeah.
I forgot. I've
Yes.
seen Jaws 3D the one time, so I'm remembering this now.
Oh my god, the way when the baby's dead and it's just an obvious fake shark, like, and they're like, no, and they're holding it, and I'm just like, what's going on?
I know.
But we have to get back to Jaws.
You have to get back to Jaws.
You need to stop.
I know. You brought up Jaws 4. Don't pin this on me, sir.
Sir, what is your most suspenseful?
I already said mine.
Oh.
Shortness, Mina, do you have?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What is it? Tell us.
So my favorite, most suspenseful moment is the second like full beach scene where the mayor is like begging people to go into the water.
Yeah.
And we've already had the Alex Kittner occurrence happen, and everyone just kind of goes in, but almost reluctantly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, doesn't one couple like go in?
Yeah, like it's the older couple that he's like, guys, go in the water, and
like,
then they'll give this look of like,
they bring their kids in the water too.
yeah, and it's like that whole, and then you have the whole fake out with the guys with the fake fin, and then
those assholes.
yeah, the kids.
I'll never forget
Damn kids.
Oh,
and then you have the actual shark at a completely different area that no one even thought to like.
Was it like the pond or the
Yeah, the little pond, the lagoon area where Brody's kids are.
And when you see like that foot fall when he he kills that,
Oh.
guy, just a random guy in a boat.
Yeah, just boat guy, dinghy man.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know his name.
And like when he gets attacked by Bruce, and just that little foot falls into the bottom.
Oh, gross.
That got me when I was a kid. That part where he's like, "Hey kids, what are you doing? Playing in the lagoon?" And then he just gets attacked, and they're just traumatized.
And I do love, last thing I'll say, and then I'll give it to Minna. I love that camera shot when it's going past the Brody child. I forgot which Brody, which Michael, I think. When it goes like it zooms past him, and that was so creepy to me. It felt like the camera was gliding past the kid.
It was, he like passes out.
Yeah, he passes out,
and I'm like, same. Honestly,
the other kid is so sad because his little sandcastle was destroyed.
You don't know.
You don't know. Minna, do you have a most suspenseful moment in the film?
There's probably two for me, but like thinking about the winner is actually that scene in the lagoon, because part of me was like, they already killed off one kid, they could kill another one. Like, there's no reason why they couldn't. And so I was like, yeah. And so like when the lagoon scene came up, and you just see the shark coming at the dude's legs, which like I love that shot. It's so cheesy. But like also that's a great shot of a shark if people got that. Like if that was like a real shark, beautiful, amazing. And but yeah, I remember sitting there being like, man, these kids really could just die. I was like, they might just be dead.
Yeah, everyone's free game in this movie. Kids die.
Yeah, no one is safe in the Jaws movies.
Do you know?
Oh yeah, because like my other one was Hooper in the cage. I was like, oh dear God, do not let Hooper die. I was like, don't do this to me.
Isn't it like as soon as he's in the cage and Bruce hits the cage, he just immediately drops what is it? The stick?
Oh, the
spear.
The spear with the poison.
Yeah.
He immediately dropped. But I love how they made that shot too, because they have a miniature cage with a little person in it to make the shark look bigger, because they were filming in Australia with real great whites.
Yes.
And this act, I'm sorry, Mina, did I take this away from you?
No, you're good. Keep
okay.
going.
So I love this detail about the film, because they had a little person in the little cage with the big shark, and he was afraid of going in the water, rightfully so. And there was a scene where there was a moment where he was on the boat and there was no one in the cage. And this made it in the film where a great white swam up to the boat, got in the cage, and got tangled in it. And they were somehow, I don't know how they were filming it, but they were. And I think the shark swam off with the cage. And the problem is, since the little person wasn't in there, they're like, oh, we didn't show, because Hooper was supposed to die. He died in the book and all that. So because that happened, and Spielberg's like, wow, this is a great shot. Well, we have to change the ending. Oh, okay. So Hooper lives.
Oh, that's how that happens.
Yeah, because
but I love that.
In the script, in the book, Hooper dies. So
he dies in the shark cage.
Yeah, what a way to go. He died as he lived in a cage throughout his life.
With shock.
Oh my god. It's I will say, like, that one thing about, like, the end, like, the book as well, is the ending of the book's not great, personally.
Isn't it like Moby Dick, kind of?
And what?
Isn't it kind of like Moby Dick, where the shark is just speared constantly and it kind of just dies on its own? Like, just...
No.
Oh.
So, like, kind of, in the sense that, like, like, they kill him with the barrels, right? And, like, that's, like, a real thing that'll happen, is if you put too many barrels on the shark will drown because it can't get enough water through its gills. And so that's how the shark dies in the book, is they put the 3 barrels on the shark, and eventually it slows it down enough that it kills the shark.
That's so lame.
Yeah! Trust me, no, it's so stupid, and it's like, oh my god, it irritates me. And okay, so, like, the other thing about this that's so irritating is I've seen it in other shark movies. And I was like, okay, there's a reason why Spielberg changed this. Why did you use this? Why?
Like,
anyways, I'm not mad about it or anything.
I saw the interview with Spielberg. Eventually, it's like, I said to Spielberg, sharks can't just explode. And Spielberg in response said, I don't care. Yeah, that's basically what he said. I don't care. If I got them hooked for this long, they won't question anything I throw at them. And he's right.
The way I see it,
all right.
The more evil the bad guy, the better death they need to have.
Kind of like
like an Indiana Jones,
or a Hans Gruber from Die Hard. Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
if this thing's
like
kids, it needs to blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's such a great ending for the shark, and it was like such a good, and obviously it's like a well-known scene now. Like, it's iconic. People know it. Even people who haven't seen Jaws knows that scene.
Jimmy Neutron parodies it. Does anyone remember Jimmy Neutron?
Yes.
Smile, you son of a sea turtle.
Yeah.
But
it comes up all the time.
Oh, they and Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh, they did.
The
asparagus monster.
Yep.
I also love behind the scenes stuff in general, but how Robert Shaw was just basically drunk the whole time. And I believe the infamous monologue that he gives about the USS Indianapolis, I believe it went through 2 or 3 revisions, and Robert Shaw actually wrote a version. And when they were filming it, he was just drunk and babbling like nonsensical stuff. And then he felt bad. He said, "Give me another chance," to Spielberg, and he delivered a really great performance. And that USS Indianapolis speech is probably my favorite moment in the film, and it's easily in my top 5 or 3 favorite film monologues of all time. Might be my favorite, because it's tied between that and the Dr. Loomis speech from Halloween.
Such good. Yes, I agree.
But I love... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mina.
No, you're good. Sorry. Well, because if I remember correctly, I actually think he, like, improvised a lot of that scene.
Oh,
yeah. Because, like, one of my friends, he's same thing, is that's his favorite scene, and one of his favorite parts about it is that he's, like, drunk off his ass and improvises it. He just went off. And they kept it.
he was really good in that scene. It was haunting, like between the delivery of it. There's like little musical cues in the background,
Mhm.
and taking
Oh yeah.
a real life event and just making it even more horrifying. Because I know it wasn't as horrifying as it was still scary. This really did happen,
Yeah.
but it
Yes.
wasn't as like I found someone's torso split down the middle. Kind of, they
Yeah.
dramatized it a bit.
Oh no. Oh no. Like the event that he uses is still known as one of the worst shark attacks like known. So like
Right.
it is amazing. Like now, especially for the fact that it's still known as one of the worst shark attacks to like be seen, that like monologue has aged beautifully because of it.
And another shark attack that is mentioned in the film itself, and I believe was a direct inspiration on Benchley, was the 1916 Jersey attacks.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm looking. I have
There
it.
is
I have a book of it on my shelf. I interrupted again. Go ahead.
no, you're so good. It's me. I believe, if I remember correctly, Jaws is actually based off of 3 different shark attacks that were real shark attacks that they decided to put, like that he decided to put in all one book and then one movie.
Was
Um,
16 one of them? Do you know?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly, there is a movie about that, like shark attack, and it's really weird to watch because it's like watching that one scene of Jaws prolonged.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to watch Shark Week all the time, and they did a special on the 1916 Jersey attack shark, which was, I believe, 12 days. That was called 12 Days of Terror. And it was just creepy to see. I know the theory, or like I guess it's called a fan theory for a real life event. I don't know what you call the speculation that it was all one shark going up the Jersey coast. I find that unlikely. At least,
like, what was it, a bull shark? Right?
there's contradicting. Some say it's a bull shark. Some say it's a great white. Because they're like, how does a great white go up a creek? But that's it's. But they the
Well, I guess
point
it
is,
would make more sense for a bull shark.
I remember them mention. They briefly mentioned. They name dropped the 1916 attacks in the movie, like when they're talking to the mayor and they're near that billboard that the kids graffitied. And I love that moment too when he just cuts them off. It's like, Brody, these sick kids are vandalizing the place, and then Hooper's just losing in the background. I can't with this guy. I just can't.
That
Isn't the mayor wear
Cooper's laugh.
the suit?
Oh yeah, his laugh. And
Love his laugh in that.
the mayor wears like this little logo of anchors on the shirt. I love the detail.
So
And
ugly.
if you not sure if you noticed, they never had a completed script. So there's a guy tagging along with the mayor who's kind of completing dialogue for them all. I think he's like an assistant to the mayor or whatever. That's actually, I believe that's the assistant screenwriter. I think it's been a while since I've watched the documentary, but someone who's touching up the script who's in the film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's looking at his right there. Kyle's looking at his phone right now. And I saw the guy in the shot. Go back, Kyle. This I'm not. It's not like it's gonna show up on screen because we're doing all audio. But I'm like, there he is. There he is.
This is an audio medium.
It's the guy. I don't know. It's not gonna show up on screen, but there is someone there who's helping with the dialogue. You'll never know who the person is now. Also, the poor dog. Kyle keeps bringing it up. Like, what's his name? There's a dog that right before Alex Kittner gets killed.
Yes.
He's playing fetch with the dog, and all you see left is the stick. And
how do you lose track of your? He's like, "Where's my dog? How are you not watching the dog?"
Shark is. Oh, you know what? You kind of have a point.
Because when you're playing, dog, you're watching your dog get the toy and come back to you.
He has a very short.
I don't know if you've ever played fetch with your dog in the water. It's not that easy when there's a bunch of people.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, because your dog will like go under the water right when they're biting and then like come up again, and so like sometimes you can like lose track of them for a second. They also just like run around.
That's
yeah.
That's fair. I've had 2 dogs, and they refuse. We've taken them to the beach. They refuse to go in the water, so I would not be the best to answer.
They've seen Jaws. They know.
They know.
They know something's.
All dogs know of Jaws,
except for that one.
Except for that one, he got Ian.
He didn't get the memo.
He didn't.
He didn't get the memo.
You know what
Oh my
freaks
gosh.
me out the most about this movie?
What?
Is how uncanny Bruce looks.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because you do know it's a fake shark, but there's something really terrifying about it. It's like a mixture of realism.
I gotta look it up.
I don't know how to describe. How would you describe the shark?
I know how to describe. It's just this big mechanical thing, and it's trying to be
Alive.
Yeah, alive, but it's not, and it's that little part in your brain that's telling you, hey, this thing is fake, but it's trying to be real. It's it's dangerous. Stay away from it, which is like the uncanny effect.
So it's Pinocchio. No,
yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was funnier in my head, but go ahead. You. Someone take.
I kind of feel like part of that is also because like Quinn even says it of like how they have these all black eyes, like doll eyes. Like sharks already kind of don't look real.
Yeah, you never really.
And so like, yeah.
It's just like
Go
also
on.
the size of it, because it's so creepy.
Don't they say he's 25? Like Hooper says 20 footer, and then Quint goes 25 at the film in the film.
This movie,
Yeah.
I had to look up the word. This movie gave me submechanophobia.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
What is that?
The fear of like man-made objects like in an ocean.
Oh. So yes, that because Bruce is a man-made object, you're like, oh my god, don't show me that. Because he showed me like a shark underwater that was not real.
Oh, okay.
Sharks are already scary when you see them in the water, but when you see like a man-made shark in the water, there's something awful.
Just like a sunken boat.
Yeah.
I was gonna say off topic, where I live, we have a lake with a statue of Jason at the bottom of it.
You live by the Jason Voorhees statue? That's awesome. I've always wanted to check it out.
Okay, we need to talk about this quickly. Is this when they filmed that movie? Because I know there's
No.
Oh no.
Closing
No.
the shark.
But like that would be another one we should do, something on Friday the 13th. Which Mina, didn't you say June 13th, which is tomorrow, is Jason's official birthday?
It is
June 12th.
Yeah.
Are we watching?
Yeah, his birthday is June 13th. So the fact that we get a Friday the 13th on his birthday is the coolest thing.
I leave out cookies and milk, guys, for Jason Voorhees tonight. I don't know.
But anyway, going back to Jaws.
Yes, of course. Going back to Jaws. I'm trying to think what else we could talk about.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Please go.
The question that you always ask.
Yes.
What's everyone's like first memory with the movie?
Oh, yes. I remember seeing it at a sleepover at my house right before we did junior lifeguards. Fantastic. And I never went in the water during junior. Oh, Shortness just spat out her drink, I think. I don't know if you can't see it, but
I'm good.
And I never went in the water at junior lifeguards. I was so traumatized. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up.
Yeah, that would have done it for me.
Wow.
Who wants to top that?
This isn't my earliest memory, but I did watch it at a sleepover at Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
And we had to go in the water the next day. And that was an awful. We watched Pirates of the Caribbean and Jaws. And
were you more afraid of sharks or were you afraid of skeleton men?
I was afraid. Yeah, I was afraid of the curse of the curse of the Black Pearl.
Yeah.
And then Jaws is a close second.
Shortness, Mina, who wants? If you guys say that you went in the water the very next day, I would think that's the funniest thing. If all four of us like, oh, I watched Jaws and then I went in the ocean.
I feel like the funny story with that is that I've never liked the water.
Really? You're obsessed? Is it because of sharks?
Brody.
No, not necessarily. Water's always kind of freaked me out, and like I'm not a really strong swimmer, so actually my fear is like of drowning. And like I almost drowned in a pool when I was like 7. And so like yeah, like it just like made it worse. Because I was like, no, I've actually almost done this. So I know I'm not like invincible to water. Like you know how like kids have that like, oh, nothing can harm me. Water was like the one that I was like, that's my kryptonite. I can't get in that.
So you're like Jason, you're not a very good swimmer.
Yeah, not a very good swimmer. And so like never really liked the water. So it was actually really funny when I got into sharks the way that I am. is because like I love them to death. I want to do a shark cage thing eventually. I would love to swim with sharks. I think that'd be the coolest thing. But I'm petrified of the water, especially ocean. So we'll see how that goes for me.
What were you gonna say, Kyle? You're okay.
Oh, this movie gave me another phobia where if I'm swimming in a pool by myself,
Oh yeah.
I do feel like there is a shark in there.
You just hear the music.
Yep. And I'm in a pool that's 5 feet deep. It's got chlorine in it. There is no way a shark could ever get in there.
You can't get off.
But if I'm in a pool by myself, I cannot go underwater and close my eyes. It's game over. It freaks me out.
No, fuck that. Shortness. What about you? First encounter with Jaws?
First encounter with Jaws was actually the ride at Universal Studios.
You went on the I wanted to go
I'm
on
so
that.
jealous.
I was like, this is the earliest I can remember. I'm sure I watched the movie, but the earliest I remember is being on this ride, and it was terrifying.
Now
Like
this
I was I can't remember how I must have been
now
maybe 6.
for context, this is the one in Florida, right?
Yes, this was the one in Florida.
Okay.
And yeah, no, my family was going on the ride. I thought it was just a fun boat ride. I assumed because I had never been to Universal, I assumed it was like Disney.
Oh,
I
God.
thought it was like, it's Small World.
No.
And my brother got the worst seat. He got the side of the boat. I was in the middle. And we're on this ride and it's all fun and games and like, "Oh, this is great. This is amazing. Look at how beautiful this is." And then all of a sudden stuff goes down and there's a shark. And the blood-curdling scream I had was enough to make my father deaf because he
Oh.
had to drag me off of the boat.
How old were you again, Shortness?
And then I was like 6 or 7. I was really young. But like I've mentioned this before. In my family, we experienced like horror was like our basic Friday night.
Yeah.
We all loved horror, but this was the one movie that I had never seen, so I didn't understand. And then watching it after was like, "Oh my gosh, I survived this."
You had for the ride, you had to watch both 1 and 2 to get what was going on, probably.
I had completely brain dead on what was going on, and I thought it was a real shark for the longest time.
Oh no.
Because it just never occurred to me like this is fake because like I'm sure like you said, Kyle, like seeing this man-made thing, it feels so unreal, but it's like it's that crazy uncanny feeling. But then getting to watch the movie, I think I watched it like a few years later. I think I was 13 and I was definitely in my teens, and I watched it and I was surprised on how much I loved it. Even though so I mean like I was gonna say I enjoy the entire thing as a whole. Like a lot of people enjoy I think my sister enjoys the first half because there's just so much action and she gets really bored during the second. I find both like parts of this whole thing just so interesting because you have, the islanders freaking out every 5 seconds because there's a shark. But then you have the hunt and it's just so intense because it's just those three that you are like you feel claustrophobic with them in the
Yeah.
water.
It's
So despite the trauma, I love this movie.
you sometimes
And I go in the water.
sometimes to beat trauma, you have to face that trauma again.
You have to come in the fin with it.
You have to come fin to fin with it. Is that what you said, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go to
I
beat.
will say this is like off topic a little bit, but that is like a fun little thing to do. Is any movies that traumatized you as a kid, if you haven't watched them as an adult, do it. It's kind of entertaining.
It's so good.
So that means I have to watch Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island again.
Yes.
Better than mine.
Yeah.
What do you watch, Kyle?
I'd have to watch no. Which one is it?
I thought you were
Is
gonna
The Ring?
I literally thought you were gonna say The Room.
No. I think it's The Ring.
Oh,
That's the one in Japan, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That movie scared me when I was a kid. Like that was the worst. That was it.
You know that's how.
I can't.
I know mine was Darkness Falls, which is about an evil tooth fairy.
I
So that was a
love
good
Darkness
time.
Falls. Oh my gosh, I feel like no one talks about it.
I was like, Mina, the scariest movie you saw was one of the Care Bears movies. I'm just saying that because I know you're a fan of the Care Bears.
Ooh.
Dang it, Jack.
I love Care Bears.
I'm a. What's the Shamrock Bear? That's my favorite. The green one.
Is it Lucky Bear?
Lucky Bear.
Oh, I was just a
It
guess.
is Lucky Bear.
Goated. He's like goated.
It is Lucky Bear. No, Lucky Bear's one of the ones that are tattooed on me, so I got you.
I resonate with Grumpy Bear because the guy just can't catch a break.
Oh, okay. You know what Jaws introduced me to?
What?
Old school Netflix, where you had to order it over the phone or online.
Yes.
That's how I watched Jaws 2, 3, and 4, because my mom was like, "Hey, what movies do you want to order? I'm about to put in a thing with Netflix right now. What do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, Jaws." And she's like, "Well, there's more." And I was like, "There's more?"
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, I was like, "There's not more." She's like, "Yes, look it up." So I went on the computer and there was 4 of them, so I ordered all 4.
Oh god.
And then I ordered Tremors 1 through 3, and then I ordered The Thing.
The what thing?
Dang.
I know what you mean.
You know, The Thing.
The Thing, like Marvel's The Thing or Adam's Family's The Thing or The Thing. No, okay. I think we'll quickly talk on the sequels if you guys want, or do you want to save them for a future podcast?
Oh
no,
We could totally save them.
Should we save them just in case?
I say save them.
I don't like that smile you have, Shortness. You can't see it, but it's like a cute smile.
We could do.
I want to talk about the sequels.
We could do one big podcast talking about 2, 3, and 4.
Yes.
That means we have to watch them.
I'll watch them with you.
Oh,
I'll hold you.
Okay, listen, 2 and 3 are not that bad.
I know. I think they
good.
I think they get, just for the record, I just want to say I personally think they get progressively worse. I'm not saying 2 is bad. I'm kind of saying 3 is a little bad, at least for me. 4 is definitely bad.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
no one's disagreeing there.
Let's just say the quality dips or sinks a little bit.
Oh, I see what he did.
Even if it's a little.
It fully landed on the ocean floor. And got buried. Okay. I will not be respectful to Jaws 4 at all. It's buried under the ocean. It was so bad.
It's like Statler and Waldorf show up in the Muppets.
What I will say about Jaws 2, for a monster movie sequel from the 70s, it is a great movie.
Because don't they attack teens in that one?
They do. Same kind of story where people are trapped in the ocean and they get attacked, but it's
it's also the same kids, because that's kind of the fun thing is it's Brody's 2 boys as well as the mayor's son, and a bunch of people. Yeah, so it's a good time.
Not for them.
And his trauma, the whole movie, he's just like, I don't want to go back out there. He's like, well, your son's out there. Crap, I have to go back out there. You got to do it all over again.
Does he have a cheesy one-liner?
He does, because I think he says something right before he kills the shark in that one too.
He's like, "Come on, big boy, take a bite right out of me," or something like that.
Yeah. He's like, just take a bite or something like that. And that one, honestly, the kids great. The kids are great. They're all great actors. Love that for them. And then I will say that the big reason why I like the third one so much because of that is that the trauma and the storyline continues. Because the boys Mike and it's gonna drive me insane until I remember his
Michael and
brother's name.
I don't remember the other one. The little kid who builds the sandcastle, right?
Yeah.
Andy?
Yeah, I don't remember his
Kyle.
name.
Look it up to the Wikipedia, to the wiki page.
I can't type my
Wikipedia.
I love. Also, go ahead.
No, you're good. But the fact that they like still have their trauma, they still have that memory, and that is a consistent like thing. Where Jaws Revenge just throws it all down the drain.
I think.
Oh.
I think. What is his name?
Oh no, just Jaws 4 just literally just it's like this person's dead, this person's dead. You don't need to worry about this person.
I heard 4 ignores 3.
Yeah,
Like,
it fully does. Well, and it also ignores 2, in a sense.
Sean?
Sean. That's the other kid's name.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
We didn't just
Michael
randomly
and
shout
John.
out a name. The kid's name is Sean.
Okay.
I know that 4. Here's the thing that it's kind of a pet peeve when you have horror movies that has like a distinguished killer. Once you start explaining why this killer is immortal or why he keeps coming back, then you'll lose me. Like they did that with Freddy when they started. Oh, dream demons gave him power. Jason, they're like, oh, the Necronomicon brought him back to life because of his mom. What do they do in Jaws? They don't officially say it, but in the novelization of Jaws 4, have you read the novelization of Jaws 4, Mina? Because it's a doozy.
No.
All right, so what happens is they explain a voodoo witch placed a curse on the Brody family all the way back then for some reason, and so that's why the sharks keep coming to Amity and attacking the Brody family. I'm not making this up.
I'm so mad about that. No, because like that's why I love the second one. The third one still is because it's like still realistic enough, right? Like it's just like another shark. No big deal. While the fourth one, they're like the shark is magically following her all the way from Amity to Mexico, and I'm like, stop it.
It wasn't. It was Bahamas.
Yes.
I don't care. Either way, it literally followed her across the ocean, and I'm like, get it out of here.
Crazy.
Michael Caine missed getting his Oscar. I forgot for what film because he was filming this movie. And I have seen the Roger Ebert review where he gets so mad. Like, there's a scene where Michael Caine jumps into the water, and when he comes back on the boat, he's completely dry. And Roger Ebert just lost it when he was talking about that scene.
I love it. Me too. Me too,
and
bud.
The shark roars, and then there's 2 endings for that movie. One is where she spears Brody's wife, widow, whatever. She spears the shark and it sinks with the boat. But the ending that most people have seen, which is I think in the theatrical version, is she just spears it and for some reason it explodes.
That's right. That's in the.
That's right.
Yes.
And
oh my.
If you freeze frame it at the right spot.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Yeah, you can see the horrible boat model on the boat and the shark that's like made out of cardboard or popsicle sticks or whatever.
It's like a bath toy. It's crazy.
It's God, I hate that movie.
I hate that movie so much. Oh my god, no, because I think I've only seen it like 2 times in my life. Because like, you know, it's one of those things where you're like, well, I watched that when I was a kid, so maybe I'll give it a second shot. Maybe I just didn't understand. And I was like, nope, it's still bad.
Mina, tell us when your birthday is and your address, and then we'll email you we'll send you the Blu-ray copy of it for your birthday. I'll get it signed by Michael.
My birthday present to me will be burning that in a bonfire. I love
film it. That'll be funny. It's kind of like when I reviewed Son of the Mask and I ran it over with my car.
I love that.
I mean, you do have to give it a bunch of props, though, Steven Spielberg, for all the shit he and the whole cast and crew went through for this film. It was the first official blockbuster.
It was indeed. We went this whole time without calling it the first official summer blockbuster.
I get which it wasn't supposed to be released during summer.
When was it supposed to be released?
It was supposed to be released during winter of '74.
That's a stupid.
But filming went off. Filming went longer, so they released it in summer.
It's a Christmas movie. Actually, Jaws 4 is a Christmas movie. There you go, Mina. Back to Jaws 4.
I'm so mad.
I guess we've gone on long enough, but I will ask you this. What do you think the future of Jaws would be? Another sequel? A legacy sequel? Dare I say a remake?
I'd take an 80s cartoon.
You take an 80s cartoon?
I would take an 80s cartoon.
Honestly,
I feel like with Jaws, it's just going to continue to be a legendary, like, outline used for shark movies, because, like, as someone who's literally watched way too many shark movies for my own good, every shark movie, for the most part, will make references to Jaws.
In some way, shape, or form, yeah.
Yeah, whether it's, like, kind of stealing the music and changing it a little bit, because so many of them do that. If it's, like, you know, the Meg uses the one scene with the kid with the raft, and, like, that is a direct, like, that's even, like, the director talks about it, that's a direct homage to Jaws. and like all of that fun stuff. Also having like a drunkard, shark crazed dude.
Mhm.
I will say I've seen someone bring this up. What I would love to see is like a Quint movie, because I think this was actually what Spielberg wanted to do for a sequel, where you explore Quint's time on the Indianapolis, like his point of view when the ship goes down, tell that story. Because I would rather them do that than remake it. I'm
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fearful of that day when we come to the point of remaking Jaws. That and Back to the Future.
There
Mhm.
should never be a remake of Jaws
I hope not.
ever,
If they do,
because you can't, fix perfection
Yeah.
despite all of its faults.
You can't top Spielberg.
Well, like, and also you can't recreate like a movie that had basically was like an accident. Like it was so good, it was all an accident though.
It's
What were you gonna-
so it's like the best accident in cinema history.
It's like,
Like,
oops, we made a blockbuster.
How
yeah,
to the point where every movie after that is like trying to be the next blockbuster. It's like,
hmm
guys, this is crazy.
Oh no, we made so much money. We didn't intend for that
Oh
to
no.
happen.
oh no,
What were you gonna say, Kyle,
Um,
before? You lost it.
I think I lost it.
But is there anything that you guys want to?
Oh,
go
I
ahead.
remember. If they're gonna do a Quint movie,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be about the USS Indianapolis, I want an accurate story because the real story is insane, and I won't talk about it here, but it
Mhm.
is insane. What really went down. I would want. That's what I'd want.
You make a semi-realistic, or a realistic Indianapolis story with Quint.
Mm-hmm.
That
Oh
would
my
be
god, no. Could you imagine like the Titanic, but it's like and like
short.
Quinn's who like the fictional character that they like pay attention to? I actually think that would be so good. Not okay, you laugh, but I don't. I think I might be onto something here. Is
No,
like
yeah, let's do
right,
it.
Let's pitch it.
right,
To
like Pearl Harbor, the Titanic, how a real historic event, but they paid attention to these like fictional characters to tell the story about it.
He
We
had
make it about
Let's
Quinn.
do it.
Quint had a love interest on the Indianapolis. It was a love that would last a lifetime, but then tragedy struck.
She was really a shark in disguise.
It's like a shark.
His heart was broken, and that's why he hunts sharks now.
Oh, he lost his
No.
wife to a shark.
Who? She left him for a shark.
Yeah, and that's why he hunts sharks.
Uh,
It was a great.
I'd rather get the Meg 3 than any other Jaws.
I'd rather get any other shark movie. Than the
I'd
Jaws.
rather get Deep Blue Sea 3. I think they made a
4?
second one.
Is it up to
Do know.
4?
It's either 4 or 5.
Oh my
No,
god.
because they did make a 4.
Bring Sam
I
Jackson
think there is a
back. I
4.
know he's dead, but bring him back.
I'm down to do Deep Blue Sea. Honestly,
I've never seen it. I've actually never. I remember
It
seeing it.
is
I remember seeing
Yeah.
it at Blockbuster.
hilarious. It's hilarious.
You need to see it.
I would like
Deep
to
Blue
see
Sea
it.
is so funny. Also, I will say that Deep Blue Sea is great. Okay, people, it's so good. Don't even.
I don't want to brag, but I listen to LL Cool J's "I Wear My Hat Like a Shark Fin" on Spotify.
Oh
Is that a song for the?
He made it. Yeah,
no, no,
credits.
his song at the end of Deep Blue Sea. That song's fire. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Before we like get distracted by that though,
Yeah.
I will say with Quint is because I wanted to talk about his death in the book versus his death in the movie.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, because like Quint's a beloved character, and they did him so good in the movie. He's done so dirty in the book.
Maybe that's where I was thinking of Moby Dick. Doesn't he get tangled onto the shark and drowns?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the
he
Ahab
shoots-
parallel.
Yeah, is he shoots the third barrel. Actually, I think it's even like just the second one, because I think it's Brody who shoots the third barrel onto the shark. And yeah, he like shoots the barrel onto the shark. His foot gets tangled, and he gets dragged into the water. And that's how Quint dies. Is he just drowns behind the shark?
Drowns in alcohol.
Oh, what a dishonor.
Yeah.
I get what Peter Benchley's going for with the Ahab parallel, because that's how Captain Ahab dies in Moby Dick. But give Quint a little more dignity in his death.
Yeah. No, I was so mad. I was like, wow, that's really just because like both him and the shark just drowned. They're just
No.
around.
Yes.
That's so
How-
lame.
I didn't think so. I no disrespect to Peter Benchley at all.
No.
But it feels like he didn't really. Oh, let's just have him drown. How should the shark die? Maybe the shark should drown too. It's
Yeah.
poetic, it rhymes.
He'll go down with a ship.
He'll go down with the shark.
Oh, it's so upsetting. I also think, if I remember correctly, Brody is not like afraid of the water or dislikes the water in the book.
Okay. Oh, so
If I remember,
that's just addressed.
yeah, like at least it's like it's not even like addressed or anything. Like they don't talk about it. Like that's like not like an element in the book, if I remember correctly, is that he's just kind of like he just lives in Amity. It's not talked about whether like he's like where he's from or that like he doesn't like the water. Because what's paid attention to, like I said, is his like marriage failing.
Thanks, Hoopa.
Yeah,
Damn,
it's like
damn
literally
you
just
nerds and your beakers and your books, cheating on our wives.
straight up. Oh my god, Hooper is suave as fuck though in the book. Okay, I was like,
Love that.
excuse me, who is this man?
I love that. That's great.
Yeah,
They
they also
don't
have 3 kids.
He has 3
They have
kids.
3, not 2. Yeah,
Don't
they
they,
have 3 boys. Not
don't
2.
they explain in the book that there's a mafia subplot with the mayor? Or like a
Oh, I think
mafia?
there is. No, it's not like a moth. It's so he's doing like shady deals. Like that is a part in it as well. Like I said, the shark's like not even like involved. Like it literally feels like Spielberg read the book and went, "This all sucks, but this," and like took the shark scene straight out of the book and put him in the movie. Because like reading those scenes, all I'm seeing is the movie because it's beautifully paralleled.
Well, Spielberg
Because
knew.
like it's in the shark's. Oh yeah, because it's in the shark's point of view. It's like how it's like swimming. So good.
So you recommend reading those parts and then skipping the rest?
Yeah, just read the shark parts. That's
No.
it.
It's like what? Read the pictures that have pictures. Read the book, the pages that have pictures on them. It's like Gaston. How can you read this book? There's no pictures on it.
Oh my god, it's so bad. I will say the Meg books so much better, but they're kind of hard to read.
Are they like
The-
kind of dumb or
The what book?
the Meg?
The
Because the Meg's
Meg.
based on a book.
It's based on a book? The Meg is based
Oh
on
yeah, there's 6. Yeah, there's like 6 Meg books,
Oh my god.
and I've read up to the 4th one.
When you say they're
Yeah,
hard to read,
yeah.
when you say they're hard to read, what do you mean by that?
So they're it's one of those where the author he did his research, right? So like it's a sci-fi series and it really is leaning into that science part of science fiction. Because you fully learn about megalodons and everything about them as well as the other prehistoric creatures that eventually come in the Meg. Because that's how the series eventually like evolves is we move away from just the Meg to other historic like prehistoric care it gets really interesting because eventually also moves away from like Jonas Taylor and to his son because like Jonas Taylor's already old in the first one and then we get to the 3rd one and I'm like, dude, how are you still doing
Say
this?
the films kind of dumb it down a bit.
No, I wouldn't say they dumb it down a bit, but like it's just that they don't go into that information because it's not necessary. But like it's interesting, right? Because it kind of reads like a biology book sometimes. Like when you're reading about it, it's literally like you're just reading about like the biology of a shark or the eating habits of a megalodon. Like you are actually reading this information, and it's just stuff about sharks.
Kind of sounds like Jules Verne when he was writing 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, where he goes into detail of explaining the sea life and all that.
Yes, like it's exactly like that, where like he goes into detail of like actual like things that the megalodon did or like shark anatomy, things like that. Like it goes pretty in depth with it, so sometimes it kind of feels like reading like an actual science book and not like a book you're reading for fun.
At least it makes it somewhat engaging.
Yeah. Well, because like some of it's like really interesting because obviously like I love sharks, so like I'm sitting here like, oh, that's like
You do?
so interesting.
You do like sharks?
You'd never be able to tell.
Not at all.
Not with me reading literally 4 of the Meg books and the Jaws book. No, would never know.
I hate.
But yeah, sorry. Go
Oh, I
on.
was just gonna say my computer is almost done. Like it's at 28%, and we can't get to the charger at the moment. I can't
No.
get it, but because we had to race into this room because we're having internet problems.
Oh no.
But if there's anything else you guys want to add to this discussion, any closing statements or final thoughts for Jaws, folks? You're pulling an Alistair with that. Kyle hasn't watched all of Hazbin Hotel, but whenever I hear someone do that, I think.
Okay. Well, then going off of that, Alex Brightman, who's in Has Been, was in the stage production of The Shark is Broken, if you've ever heard of it. And I think it is a fantastic play. I've not seen it, but I have read and seen clips of it, and it is fascinating.
What do you play?
I think he played Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
That's pretty cool. That is cool, actually.
Yeah, Shark is Broken. I'm like obsessed with this obscure, sort of obscurish play because it literally goes into you have the only 3 actors in the whole thing, and it's essentially just them playing these actors in this movie.
Actorception.
It is.
I think I'll close by saying it's amazing that this film has reached 50 years of existence, and people are still talking about it to this day. Like Universal, I've been following, is going all out to celebrate its 50th anniversary. There's a National Geographic thing on Disney Plus coming out with Spielberg talking about the movie. We just got a Lego set, Kyle and I, both for the Orca and Bruce and all that. It's probably one of the best films out there, like of the modern era. And also it has one of the greatest villains in a freaking shark.
So
Mina, Kyle, Shortness, do you guys have anything closing statements on Jaws? Final thoughts, I guess.
I love this weird shark movie.
Did you say weird shark movie?
I love this weird dysfunctional shark movie.
It's my go-to summer movie every year. That's the
Same.
first thing I watch.
Same. Mina, I know you have nothing to say about sharks or Jaws or anything like that, nothing whatsoever, but if you had to say something about Jaws.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Could you give us
Oh,
one
I will say,
quick
okay,
shark
this is
fact?
so random. This is so random, but it actually does irritate me that they always call the shark a guy and like
Yeah.
him. Just because like if it is that big of a shark, it should be a female.
Ooh, that's true.
Yeah,
That is true.
I've heard that fact. Well, I've heard about that. The female great whites are bigger.
Yeah, that's very common. But another way to tell is if they're covered in scars. So like that's like another thing with females, because that's one of the reasons why I love The Shallow so much, is because the shark is covered in scars and she's huge, but the director decided to have there's like a story for every single one of her scars, and I love when they do that.
Do you technically want to call her Brucey or Brucette or Brucette?
I think Bruce works well for her. She can have that. She can own that name.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with her.
I'm not gonna tell a shark.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't argue with her.
I'm not gonna go up to her and say that's not your name, Munch.
Well, like what also is kind of funny about that is Bruce from Finding Nemo is named Bruce as an homage to Jaws Bruce. So
and it's all because of a lawyer.
Yeah. All lawyers are sharks.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. All right, folks. My computer is gonna die soon. I have a little bit left, but we're just gonna call it for this one. I will put, as usual, everyone's socials. Kyle's holding a shotgun from Jaws. That's Quint's shotgun. I will put everyone's socials in the comments, and we'll find out either we're going back to Batman next time for Batman and Robin, or we'll find out what our next podcast is. Till then, everyone, let's say goodnight. I have the stop button this time, so that's a running joke.
I'm timing him.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, have a good night.